week ahead reading for you. I am so excited. I can't wait for you to find out what the theme of the week is going to be. Let's see what will be happening for you this week. We got the Ladybug and Sweet Pea, which is happiness. Makes me feel like dancing. All right, so what is making us happy this week? Let's find out with some tarot cards and see what we get. All right. Okay, wow. The Ten of Cups is the first card out of the gate, or out of the deck. Let's see what else. The Wheel of Fortune. Okay. And okay, the Devil, which I don't particularly view as a bad card. But let me pull this last card and see the Two of Wands. Wow. Okay. Okay. So for the Devil, I'm getting the happiness this week is releasing something that you might be like overly focused on, or as we know, the Devil talks about obsession. So if there's been something that's been really, really heavy on your mind, or has felt like I just can't let this go, this week you get to let go of it. Because as in the Wheel of Fortune, and even with the Two of Wands, right? The tides change. What goes up comes down. What's down goes back up. Everything works in cycles. And the Two of Wands is for me a very, very optimistic card of like, for me, I always get like I'm planning travel. So I don't know if you're planning travel this week. Or if there's been just a feeling of like, I want to do something, but I can't. That feeling is lifting, especially with this Ten of Cups. Like, this is emotional fulfillment. Like, my cup runneth over, and therefore I can pour into yours as well. So overall, very, very nice feeling of synergy, of collaboration and working together is coming through as well. Just with the Ten of Cups, and just happiness, like full and true happiness. And this collaboration too can be with yourself, like learning how to work with yourself instead of against yourself. So I'm pulling some advice, and I pulled the Spiral, which for me personally represents like, and this feels like it correlates to the Devil card as I stutter there. It's like, and also the Wheel of Fortune, right? Because like cycles. But the thing is in the middle we have like, let's say the original wound or the core wound or whatever, right? And then we move on our path and we come back around to it, but it's from a different perspective. And then we come back around to it again, and it's from a different perspective again, right? And we're always like spiraling around this core wound, looking at it from increasingly different perspectives, with all the previous perspectives as part of our new perspective. So this is to say that we never really truly go backwards, because we're experiencing the same things with a different perspective. So yeah, I really do believe that this is speaking about allowing yourself to have grace for yourself. Like, if you feel like you just can't let go of this thing, that is okay, because sometimes we just need to sit in our things and have unconditional love for ourselves. Knowing that we are perfectly where we're at, where we're meant to be right here, right now. What is happening is exactly what needs to happen. So I think I'm going to pull 2 more pieces of advice. So the next piece of advice is dragon energy. That is speaking your truth, stepping into your personal power, burning bridges if you have to. I always prefer to build bridges, but sometimes we do have to say no more. And then the other thing that's coming through is galactic family. For me, this speaks about our chosen family, both here on Earth, in the astral, in spirit realm, from other lifetimes, planets. It's soul family, and it's our soul family in this lifetime. So if you are feeling overwhelmed or like you're struggling with giving yourself the unconditional love, you can give it to someone else, and also you can ask for it from someone that you really trust. And obviously use discernment with this, right? And I completely forgot that I wanted to pull tea leaves before I did the advice, but you know what? We're just gonna see what happens with pulling because tea leaves are kind of more like the events or like actual tangible things that happen, right? So there's excitement. So for me, that's a really good thing. It speaks again to the happiness. And then at the same time, we also got bat. Take care, enemies are working against you. Now, I don't like being fearful about things, so for me, I'd like to reframe this more as like people can throw whatever energy they want at us, right? But if we're not a match to it in some way, it doesn't have to affect us. So this card in particular is talking about like, what are you allowing yourself to be a match to, and take care with the ways in which you're allowing yourself to be this energetic match for, you know, the things that might be being sent your way. So then the next card we have is Cup. You should accept valid criticism, and I like to use the word feedback instead of criticism, because like criticism can have a negative connotation. This is kind of talking about like, if there is something that you're like really just can't let go, and a friend comes to you and says like, hey, I love you unconditionally, and I've noticed that you're really super hung up on this thing, like, what's going on? Instead of being like super defensive about it, or feeling like you have to justify yourself, just remember, like, approach it with a little bit of curiosity. Right. And that might feel very risky, right? To allow yourself to be vulnerable and take in that information of, you know, a friend being loving and just trying to be like, hey, what is going on here? And obviously use discernment. If a friend is being actually hypercritical, then perhaps speak up and be like, hey, like, I love that you're concerned for me, and I'm in a place where I need a little bit more gentleness. Could we possibly work through that lens, right? And to remember that even if it does feel like someone's being hypercritical, that I believe that everybody is trying to operate and work out of love, and maybe they just didn't learn what love really is and properly what it means. And so, and this is not to excuse bad behavior. If someone is acting really a type of way that is not good for you, then say goodbye and do so with love. I'm never going to tell you to stay in a situation where things feel really bad. And also, I'm an advocate for examining why we think certain things feel catastrophic. It's a both and. It's always both, right? So next, I want to pull a card of an animal that is going to act as a synchronicity and perhaps a little bit of a guardian this week to remind us of, you know, that we are unconditionally loved and that, you know, people just kind of want to take care of us. And I say that because, you know, the beaver came out and it's Earth. When I think of beavers, I really think of like hard work for your family. Like, it's an energy of, I love my family so much that I'm going to chew down with my teeth a whole bunch of trees to build a home for them. And so the beaver is coming through this week to kind of remind us like, hey, even if it doesn't feel like it, or even if it feels like maybe things feel a little bit sensitive or painful, there's still happiness to be found, right? And that could be a big part of it too, is that happiness could be about finding the happiness even in the moments that don't feel super duper happy. It's always both. It's all about balance. Like with the Wheel of Fortune, things go up and things come down. It feels like it might be a little bit of an up and down week, but at the end, there's this underlying happiness and even gratitude for what the week was like. Now, the last card I want to pull is one of these magical kitty cats. I float downstream. Right, here's the picture. And this, I don't know, it feels similar to beaver, I guess, because they build dams on streams, but you know. Meet Puffalluff. She sets down her assumptions, her fears, and her striving on the riverbank. She takes a slow, deep breath, listening to the summer crickets and communing with the trees. She sighs out all her worries. The weight of unrealized dreams slides from her shoulders. She tiptoes into the gently flowing water, reaching inward to find the courage to let go, surrender to the current, and trust it to take her exactly where she needs to be. Allow your destination to be unknown. Let the cosmic river carry you. Turn off your mind, relax, and float downstream. And I think that's what that Devil card was about, is having so many hopes and dreams that maybe even feel like they're unfulfilled, and you're allowing yourself to let go of that and just be like, okay, I'm gonna float on this lazy river of life and allow things to just come in for me. I love you all so much. Thank you for being here. Bye.